Guys doing today?
What is up, everyone? What is up, everyone? How's everyone today? Kind of got a new setup here on my side with the screen, but how's everyone? How are you,
Yes,
Ken?
I'm doing all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everyone around the world. I am your favorite neighborhood beard bro, Mr. Kennedy, and I am joined here by the beautiful, illustrious Kelsey Fearless, who is
Thank you,
who
Ken.
is glowing today. Just smiles all over the
Thank
place.
you. Thank you. It might also be the we pimped out my couch. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
I'm
appreciate
digging
you,
I'm
Igor.
I'm digging that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I just think it's funny. I like it.
Yeah, you got that. I really like the what's that? The one where you're talking and it kind of goes to
Oh
your voice.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it goes to the voice. I wish you could lock the color range though. I don't really like the range of colors, but yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that that's pretty cool. You know,
Yeah. I'm a real streamer now. Anyway,
I hear that.
anyway.
I hope everybody is doing well. How are you today? Like, what's been going on with your week?
Oh, not too much. Got some fussing and stuff over with that I don't have to deal with anymore. I what else did I do? Go see family, chilled out. Now I'm just waiting for an Amazon package. How about you, Ken?
I'm doing all right. The week wasn't too bad. It's just that it's been storming since ever since we got that storm out
Oh
there.
yeah.
So, and I just got over a huge
Yeah.
migraine. That was horrible.
Oh God, migraines are awful. Do you get them often?
Only when I stress. Only when
Oh,
I
only when
stress.
you okay, that makes sense. I get the same thing. I get the
So
same thing.
like if the brain if my brain is on hyper mode, my brain starts to head
Yeah.
starts to hurt. But yes, welcome to episode 10 of the Hot Takes podcast. We got a lot for y'all
Good.
today. Episode 10 or episode Ken. I really
Episode
like
10,
that.
yes.
I really like that.
Yes.
Shout out to Spike.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it is. It's episode Ken.
episode Ken. Too bad there's nothing that rhymes with Kelsey.
I know. I know, right?
Yeah, but let's get into this. We got some
Yeah.
news for y'all today. Game Informer, one of my favorite gaming websites to get gaming news, has shut down after 33
Rest in
years.
peace, Game Informer. Rest in peace, Game Informer, though. Oh, man. Like, that's the end of an era. That's a huge end of an era.
Yeah,
Like, so much in those magazines, and, like, oh.
we used to be able to get the cheat codes in there when you were getting cheat codes in the
Yeah.
magazine, or you would
Yeah.
go to the website and you'd be able to look up walkthroughs and stuff. Damn,
Yep.
end of an
Yep.
era.
Back in the day.
And they're one of the most credible gaming when it comes to news gaming websites. They were one of the most credible out there. Now I'm stuck with
Yeah.
IGN.
Yeah, no, right, exactly.
But they put
My title.
they put a statement out there when they shut down. It said, from the earlier days of pixelated adventures to today's immersive virtual realms, we've been honored to share this incredible journey with you, our loyal readers. And they had to shut down. They said, while presses may stop, the passion for gaming that we've cultivated together will continue to live on. Thank you for being a part of this epic quest.
God.
Rest in peace to Game Informer.
Like actual rest in peace. That's like really sad.
Yeah.
That's like directly an end of an era there.
I
Oh
mean,
man.
it's crazy because if magazines I can understand, because who really reads gaming magazines when you got the internet? But shutting down a
Yeah, like
website,
not anymore. Yeah, that's what is actually crazy to me. Like it would make sense if they were ceasing publication of the magazine and stuff, like if that was, just like the physical thing, but yeah, shutting it all down. I wonder why. I'm gonna guess that it probably like journalism, especially game journalism and stuff like that is like bottom of the barrel at this point. Like, why would people, it just doesn't make sense anymore.
That is
It just
true.
doesn't make sense.
And it's not even just video games. Like I read the other day that the Cartoon Network website, they shut down.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they're starting to get rid of a lot of stuff, like the Boomerang channel where you used to get all the Looney Tune stuff, and
Yep.
Hanna-Barbera. They shut that stuff down.
Yep. All the classics. They don't have a place in this world now, I guess, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Which is really sad.
It's horrible. But yes, rest in peace to Game Informer. I hope that I don't really know where to get my gaming information from now.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I mean is the problem. Like, you can almost any like that's what I mean, like, so oversaturated. Like, how do you know? Because with Game Informer, like, Game Informer's been around forever.
Yeah,
it's just been around forever, right? Like,
you can go to IGN, but we know about their legitimacy. These guys get paid by video game companies.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. You never get anything like a bad for IGN is a 7. The IGN 7, like,
yeah,
that's all you ever get with IGN is 7.
Definitely.
I think it's funny.
But yes, now we got to move on to Microsoft because I like to make fun of them for a little bit. Is it any surprise that the Xbox hardware sales have tanked? They are struggling to sell hardware.
No.
Gee, I wonder why.
No. Yeah, exactly. They're full out abandoning the Xbox. Like, they're making their move. You can't tell me at this point Microsoft is not trying to just get everyone on Game Pass so they can eliminate the Xbox.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to spin it, trying to act like people are fools. It's like, oh, this morning, more positive financial news about the Xbox. More positive financial news.
Yeah, like what? That it went up 1% after a 20% year-over-year loss? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Man. Like, I love how they try to spin stuff, man. They're trying to play that Jedi mind trick crap on people, man.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, they said we have some unfortunate figures from the team's hardware division. The second quarter in a row, quarter one sales for the Xbox is down 7%. And then
yuck.
Quarter two, it went up 3% for the holidays. Quarter three, hardware sales down 31%. That's in quarter three. Quarter four, down to 42%, which means ain't nobody buying the Xbox.
Woo! Wow, that's what? That was one fiscal year? That was in 4 quarters?
Yeah.
4 financial quarters? Wow. So Christmas is the only thing that saved it.
And that's horrible though, because you know what? The Xbox, and it's such, the Xbox is a good console, but it's just the dumb decisions that this company makes that just makes people not want to deal with them. And it's no wonder why they're pushing the, like you said, the Game Pass with the Amazon Fire Stick. And I just hope that that's not the future for Microsoft, going all digital. And
that's what I think they're going to do.
Yeah, because that went well. Remember the Google Stadia?
Yep, exactly. But I do think that's where they're going, full digital, because it makes sense to me when you have so much on a game streaming service. Like, Xbox is almost like, it's not Game Pass isn't technically a monopoly because you have like EA Play, but it almost is. And PlayStation Plus, but like Game Pass is just, I think what they are probably figuring is it's cheaper to host streaming servers than it is to upgrade their hardware. Sorry, I stumbled like 50 times.
Well, that may be true, but I really, honestly, I know I crack on all of these gaming companies, but I don't want them to go away because that's taking away more options from us. I
You just
mean,
want them to do better.
can you imagine being stuck in a world that only has Nintendo and Sony? That would suck.
That would suck. Yeah, it would suck.
You
We'd
know,
become North or South Korea at some point.
but I hope they look at that. I hope they look at that and say, okay, what do we got to do to get our fan base back? Don't ignore it because it's not the boogeyman in the closet. You know, freeing, you got to sit down and be like, all right, we need to change our business practices, because if they think that buying the Game Pass and an Amazon Fire Stick is gonna improve their sales, man, you guys need to clean people out of that office, get some people that got common sense, start
Yeah,
making that money back.
yeah. But it's gonna work. It's gonna work. What for every casual gamer, there's an even more casual gamer. But yeah, I know now there's even games that are coming out and being developed that aren't even like, the developers are like, yeah, the Xbox can't run that shit.
Yeah, and it's sad
Like,
because
the Xbox can't actually run this.
yeah, because to quote Fred Sanford, for every dummy, there's a dummy. And you have people out
Yep.
there who will they'll eat this stuff up and they'll never question Microsoft. You know, I just imagine people sleeping at night. You know, like the tribalism with this stuff, man. Like, can you imagine people just sitting there, oh, Sony, just Microsoft, Nintendo, oh my God. You guys are just the best. Just don't get it in my eyes, please. I'm like, you know, they never.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
The tribalism is ridiculous. Like, I question everything, you know, the business practices and stuff. And, you know, Microsoft they kind of get what they deserve, man. Like, seriously. And Sony's not that much better, because look at the bullshit Sony's doing.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's true.
You know, Nintendo may still be selling, you know, old antiquated games, but at least they're better. You know, they're better at the business practices now, and that's surprising that Nintendo is holding things together better than the other two companies.
I do wonder, it just kind of made me realize, I do wonder if it has to do with like Nintendo and Sony and stuff. I wonder if it has to do with the like being like, pretty much in like Japan stuff, like people only buy that. Like, that's all people buy. Right? Like, they're very loyal in Japan to their own imports and stuff, right? So like, I think that helps them along a lot, because over here we don't have that kind of loyalty. We don't have as much of a, well, you know what? There's got to be a dude out there who, is like, I don't know, some redneck who has, their Xbox or modded out to play, the national anthem, your anthem, every time it turns on or something, but it don't have that kind of loyalty. And I think Microsoft probably gets screwed from that too. Like, I know PC is also but that's probably also what's helping them out, because
That's true. And the thing is, even with PC, they got to get this shit together. Like, it makes no damn sense. Games on Steam crashing and having game-breaking glitches and bugs and stuff like that. Now, when Steam used to be king, I don't know what the hell's going on with it now.
Have you noticed that it's only like AAA games, though? Have you noticed that it's only AAA games that run like shit for most of the time?
That is true.
Every indie game that I play, smooth as butter. Smooth as butter. Every AAA game is like a stuttery piece of shit. That's how it's been lately.
That's because they're not optimizing these games the way that they should. And, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night runs like butter. Tormented Souls, those are indie games.
Yeah.
Those are not AAA games. And it's like, when you got indie developers embarrassing your candy asses, there's something there.
Exactly.
Something wrong, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now there's almost like no point because now the like with Unreal 5 or just like even just Unreal Engine, when Unreal 4 became y- very accessible, like, or Unity too, especially with all the assets, like if you ignore the fact that you can tell like on real assets that everyone's using, like aside from that, you can make a beautiful game now. Most people can make a beautiful game very easily without needing to know like have a full team with all the assets and the engines readily available. So like why do I care now that, like we have some execs up there like snorting coke and going, "Woo! We need a new ray trace. Like we need a new iteration of ray tracing. Like we need something else." You know what I mean? Because that's how I expect, like with video games. That's what I expect they do. They just go. Someone's like, "Oh, maybe we should, maybe we should add this," and some exec goes, "Perfect, put it in." But that's just how I feel about that. Like
You think that's how those meetings go?
oh, it's gotta be. There's certain mechanics I see in games where I'm like, oh yeah, like absolutely,
They be in there with them like that
absolutely.
episode of South Park licking frogs and stuff and getting all high.
Oh yeah, or the one with the cheese with the cat piss. They're cheesing. They
Oh man, the
have
one
like a
with
whole
quick
setup
Kenny
with
gets all
with
high.
yeah, he's in heavy metal. and then yeah, he's in heavy metal and then he fights what Kyle's dad said. Yeah.
Or
That's how I imagine it. Yes.
it might be that they're sitting around the table drinking cough medicine, just trying to come up with
Oh
ideas.
yeah, the action TV news one.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
just to come up. Yes,
I just I
I
just
remember that.
I just imagine the guy that's the head of the thing. Dude, I'm so fucking smashed, bro.
Right? Oh, that's so funny.
It's
That's
like
so funny.
it's like we ought to sell the Game Pass with the Amazon Fire that nobody really has. That'll get our
Yeah,
sales up.
exactly. Exactly. What if we sold them everything in the Xbox except the Xbox?
Yeah, just a freaking controller.
Everything except the Xbox. And they'll buy it. Genius.
What's next?
Genius.
They're gonna have Xbox players in the parking lot when you're coming from the supermarket. You know the ones that try to get blood, like the people that be
Oh my
trying to get
god.
blood. People coming up to
Yeah.
you, hey, we got these Xbox, we got this Amazon Fire, man.
Oh my
Got a good deal
god.
going for you. You know, they'll
Right?
be giving it away on DoorDash packages and all that.
Oh my god. Right? Oh, I could see that actually in McDonald's toys.
Yeah, you go, yeah, that shit would be funny, man. Like you go to McDonald's and get your kid a Happy Meal, and then it'd be an Amazon Fire Stick in
Right?
there.
That's what I'm saying. Be an Amazon Fire Stick with like, yeah, with mini
Yeah,
Xbox.
I think that they're one of the only
Oh,
ones left
funny.
because I know for a fact, quick note, they're getting rid of the Google Chromecast, which I really love that thing. I got it connected to,
Really?
yeah, they're shutting that down. I was reading up on that. Yeah,
Huh.
they're getting rid of the hardware and they're gonna do something else. Cause I've had mine connected to my TV back there for years.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm at to send you that article later. But yeah,
Yeah, send me that.
definitely. Anyways, though, let's move on here
Anyway.
because we got some more foolishness. And
Oh yeah, we got foolishness for days here.
just when you think people couldn't possibly be any dumber, they always take me to the curve every single time. And it's like I set myself up for this stuff. And whenever I try to give people a chance, it's like I get hit in the head with a sledgehammer. Just we dumb as hell, bro. We got an Elden Ring player,
Yep.
an Elden Ring
Oh yes,
player,
this.
and I had to double take when Kelsey sent me this.
This yeah, I know. It's clickbaity title, but like it gets even more insane. It gets even more insane. You're like, "Oh, this clickbait title gets even more insane." Go ahead. Go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
You got an Elden Ring player who sued Fromsoftware over high game difficulty. Let,
Yep. Yep.
let me say that again. We had a Elden Ring player who, one of the most difficult games in probably in the world right
Yeah.
now, sue the company that made it because the game is too hard. Oh my God, man.
And what was the basis for that? That there was cut content in the game. And they were, because they found cut content, and they were like, oh, well, like, I don't know their full findings. I would love to see the full legal document of what they're alleging, but, like, that's even crazier. You find cut content, like, you go to cut content for any game, you're going to find a ton of things that are cut out. Like, you're just going to find a bunch of things that are cut out because they're overpowered, they make the game too easy. But, like, that's insane. Like, this dude this dude can't be right if he, like, is convincing himself that this is some sort of crazy gotcha. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous, man. He's like
Right?
said claiming the game contains another hidden game that is inaccessible due to high difficulty. The player argues that Fromsoftware titles, including Sekiro, Bloodborne, have similar hidden content. So this dumbass's excuse is he thinks that there's hidden content there that's blocked behind extreme difficulty.
Like,
In other words, you suck at the game. You can't beat it, but then you want to make a whole bunch of excuses. Like, come on, bro. I would love to be that judge sitting there. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that courtroom when he tells that judge why he's suing this company.
I know.
And you just know they're gonna laugh his ass out of that courtroom.
Oh yeah. Oh, obviously, right? Like that, like I can't, like that's crazy. Like you purchased it. You agreed to everything when you purchased it, and if like you're doing this and you didn't purchase it and you just like pirated it or something, like good job there. Like there's nothing you can do about it. Like it's like there's nothing you can do about it. That's just the game, and having cut content is just like games have cut content. And half the time, because I like data mining, right? Like it's fun, but yeah, you'll find so much unused shit. And the problem is you put it in there, and then you're like, oh, this, pardon me, go, this is overpowered, this makes the game too easy, makes the game boring. But like, you can't take it out after, right?
Yeah.
You just don't make it accessible. Or else you're gonna probably break like 50 things taking it out, right?
Yeah, not everything makes the cutting room floor, but to hide behind gaming difficulty, like, come on, man. That, I mean, and to waste money, because you know how much it costs to go to court, and you're really
so much.
And what does he expect to get from this? Even if the judge took a whole bunch, even if the judge took a whole bunch of acid and just gave the guy the win, what exactly would he get from this?
Yeah, I know. What precedent would that even set? Like what, you know?
I mean, I sentenced you to give him some free costumes and some free items in the game because they're not going to give him money over this stuff because, I mean, what the heck would they lose for? And you see this shit and I'm just like, dude, like, no wonder people hate gamers. I hate to say it.
No wonder people hate games. Yeah, I know, right? No, that's so true. We are our own downfall. That's so true.
That's just dumb as hell. And I'm like, okay, well, the game's too hard. Play something else.
Yeah, really. No, really, play something else. Exactly.
It's just I'm just trying to picture that. Like, this would probably make for a perfect episode of South Park, man.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it would.
Remember that episode with what's it, World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
They had that unbeatable fat dude that was eating potato chips.
Yep. How can you kill that which has no life?
And I could just imagine that guy being like that and just being
that dude's my spirit animal, though. That dude's my spirit animal. I've been told all my life that, like, on the inside, I'm that dude.
Yeah, just eating Doritos, huh?
I do. I sweet chili heat Doritos. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to be fat like that, man. There's nothing like eating food off, like having your own built-in table on your stomach, man. You just
No, it's really not.
put a bag of chips there and you're playing the game. Anyway,
That's what I'm
being
saying.
stupid, man. Anyways, though, let's move on. So we go from being, joking around to getting into something serious, because this is there's nothing funny about this article here.
Oh gosh.
A 9-year-old child arrested for allegedly killing a family member. Yeah.
Woo!
And the reason why I'm even talking about this, excuse the lightning and thunder. Oh my God, that was hard.
Oh gosh.
And the reason why I'm talking about this is because they link it to video games, as a lot of these people do.
Classic.
It says
Classic.
that investigators said there were 6 other people in the home with the man and his son, including 4 other children under the age of 11. It says that the victim and his son had reportedly gone to their shared room the night of the incident due to behavior problems. And it's hard to read this. Oh my God, a 9-year-old child.
I know.
The victim's son later emerged from the room, said that his dad was bleeding from the head and was dead, one warrant states. The police finding a handgun under the bed, missing 1 bullet from the magazine, a tomahawk-style hatchet covered in blood, was allegedly found
Assault-style hatchet. Sorry, that just sounded funny.
Yeah, it was found under the bed with the gun. According to the court documents, authorities also reportedly discovered a shell casing in the corner of the bedroom with bullet holes in the window curtain. So this kid allegedly killed his father. Holy crap.
Ugh. Yeah, and what are they blaming this on?
They're blaming it on video games, of course, because no kid can be fucked up in the head. Apparently, no kid could just be messed up. There's always some bullshit excuse that people want to make because they think all these kids are perfect, like kids can do no wrong. No, kids are not perfect. You know how many little snot-nosed bastards I see in the supermarket that just, I'm like, you know what? We need to stop all these kids, this angel stuff, man, because they not. You got kids that are just screwed up in the head. And blaming it on video games, that is a bullshit argument, because I played Mortal Kombat in 1992 when I was 6 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see me out there ripping people's hearts out their chests like Kano? No.
No. Well, I don't know. If no one's ever seen it, how do we know you haven't done it, Ken? How do we know you haven't ripped people's hearts out if we've never seen it?
Those would be some stories I would lay on y'all if I did do that. That's true. I played Grand Theft Auto. I ain't out there stealing people's cars and stuff. I have what you call common sense and a father that would whoop your ass if you stepped out of line. Yeah, exactly.
and that's the thing, right? Like that is just great. That's what that kid would have been a murderer. If he hadn't done it now, like that kid would have been a murderer at some point, like fucking serial killer. Kentality.
That is just awesome.
That's funny. There we go. That's good. But yeah, it's exactly that. Though, like that kid, it's not the video games. That is absolutely like that kid is just that was serial killer. Like that kid was probably born a psychopath.
It has to be, because it's
psychopaths are born, right?
The same occupants in the home described the subject as spending a lot of time on these devices, consuming content, watching videos, and playing video games. There have been instances where the suspect has viewed videos that were deemed not age appropriate and shared details of these videos with other children in the home, resulting in discipline, which means the father or whoever the parent was in the house, they were getting on this kid about watching crap like that.
Yeah, and God knows, they're probably watching like fucking gore videos and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the thing is, do you know what you can do, parents? Follow me here. You are the one that buys these things. You are the one that buys these phones, the internet and stuff. there's something called a child lock that you can put a password in that keeps your kid from watching a whole bunch of stuff they shouldn't be watching. Imagine
Frig, at
that.
this point, I think. But yeah, that's really it though. Like, parents really need to fucking blame themselves. Like, it's either if this kid has like behavioral issues, like, why don't you go take them to like a child counselor? Oh wait, because that means that you need to accept that there's something wrong with your child, which may be your fault. And that's the thing. Yeah, there's so much lack of accountability.
Yeah, that's why they blame everything else, because that's admitting, hey, I screwed up as a parent. I'm bad. That's why
Yeah.
you got these mothers up here in the courtroom. Oh, he didn't mean to kill him. Oh, he was a good
Oh yeah,
kid when he was growing up.
he was a good kid. Yeah.
That,
Yeah, exactly. Got straight A's
and I'm
on the
just
swim
saying,
team.
I'm like, damn, talk about, reaching for stuff. And
Yeah,
it's like,
really.
the whole thing is, what do you do with this kid? I mean, he's not going to go to jail. He's 9 years old. So what do you do with a kid like that?
Oh, he's definitely going to be in he's probably going to be in like juvie for a long time, but probably like a specialized juvie for kids.
Man,
Right.
that's just one of the saddest stories I read all week. Next to this other one, but
Yeah.
that one's at the end. I thought I would break it up a little bit because I don't want to just be everything to be sad and gory through the whole
No,
thing.
no.
But rest in peace to
No.
this kid's dad. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what? I mean, it said that he was grounded. Could it have been that he was just acting off the fact that he was disciplined? Because when they say discipline, that could mean he got his ass whooped, or he got
Yeah, I was
his,
gonna say.
or he got his stuff taken away, and he was just like, I'm gonna show
Yep.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just disgusting, man. This kid needs to be locked away. I don't want to see this kid on the news and people trying to figure out why he is the way he is. The kid is messed up. He's messed up in the head. Put him away and just move on, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Rest in peace to the kid's
man.
dad.
Yeah, really.
Making up excuses. Oh, it's the YouTube videos. Oh, it can't be that I screwed up on parenting.
No. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Right? Like it's yeah. Exactly.
And
Actually, Barizzle, just what's up, Bower? Just said it actually. Like it's emotional distress shit. Yeah, like it has nothing to do with video games. Like this child has something psychologically wrong with them. To be at that age, it's one thing to say the parents were probably like fucking up the kid, but like the kid probably
I mean,
it's
from reading that stuff was not an accident. They said they found a tomahawk style hatchet and a handgun, which means this kid knew where all of that stuff was in order to go grab it and then go do what he or she did. It doesn't say if it was a boy or girl or not, but
but fuck, man,
damn. Ooh. And it's just that's horrible, man. People need to be better. They need to be better parents, man. I get it. Both parents gotta work these days. Kids don't got teachers to turn to no more because teachers are limited on what they can do. The principal don't help.
Teachers can't do anything anymore.
No,
teachers can't do anything anymore.
They can't even teach about gender. I talked about this. They can't teach about gender and certain things, to your child.
No.
So it's like they don't have the principal to turn to. They don't have preachers to turn to anymore. So it's on the parents to reel these kids in. Because my father did not. When I tell you, my father did not play. My father did not play.
No, neither did my mother.
Like my dad was like, yo, by the time, and I'll tell y'all, it's another story time with Ken real quick. My father was always like, by the time that light is on outside, your behind better be in this house.
Yeah, you gotta be inside, yes. Or you're staying outside.
I screwed around one time, and that light came on. My father came out there, and my friends still won't let me forget about that. He whooped my behind in front of my friends. Took my behind home, man. That's my dad didn't play. I told y'all about that when I was up in class, fooling around, acting like a fool, and they would tell me, "Hey, Ken, your dad's here." Yeah, I'm gonna fall for that. My dad, I looked back and saw
Yeah.
that big black dude standing in the glass window back there, and I was like,
Yeah, you're like, hey, Dad.
yeah, my dad would show up. My dad would show up out of nowhere, man, just randomly, just to check on us.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
it's craziness,
That's
man.
so funny. All right.
Yep.
I just need to go grab my stuff. So you continue on, Ken. I'll just be outside and back. My package arrived. I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, like I said, parents, if you're a parent and you got a young kid, especially when they're young, y'all gotta watch these kids. These kids are very impressionable when they're little, and they might imitate stuff that they see on TV. So put on Jeopardy, man. Let them imitate that and be smart and all that, and make y'all some money, get y'all some houses, man, get you up out of there. The thing is, it's like, oh, playing violent video games. How the hell did these games get in the house? A 9-year-old kid can't get a game if the parent is not the one buying them. And I'm sick of parents acting so defensive, like they can't control what goes on in your own house. You are a weak ass bitch. And I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to go off, but I'm like, you can't control what comes in and out of your house. If I saw that, if I had a kid and I saw my kid playing Mortal Kombat or playing some bullshit like that, no. Nah, we not gonna play that. Give me this. Take that game away and lock it up. But these parents act like they can't control nothing their kid does, man. And that jump pisses me off.
Yep.
Your kid don't run a damn thing in that house. You the one that pays the bills. You're the one that buys everything. You control what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like crazy too, because I think a lot of parents try to be friends with their kids. Which, from what I've learned, is like you can't do that. Like that's something that you do once you're adults, right?
I'm almost 40
like,
years old.
It's good to be friends with.
There's a level of respect. There's a level of respect there from my parents. My father, I love him to death. My mother, I love her to death. But they're my parents. There are just things that I would never say or do in front of them because it's respect. And you're absolutely right. You got parents who are too busy trying to be their friends' kids. Their kids' friend. I'm sorry, I'm operating on 2 hours of sleep, folks.
You're all good. You're good.
I'm speaking backwards. But trying to be their kids' friends, and then they wonder why the kid don't respect them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my dad was like, I am not your friend. I'm your father, and you will show me respect because I am your father.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, I'm a grown man, and I don't even curse in front of my parents at all. Like, I don't curse in front of my dad. Never kiss no girls in front of him. Like, and girls used to get mad at me about that. I'd give them a dap on the hand. Yeah, that's what's up. When I was in front of my dad.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
my mother's always telling me I swear up a storm. Swear like a pirate.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I just have a level of
respect. That's not classy.
Yeah, I can't like
saying that right now.
Honestly, like I would be embarrassed. And I know my dad probably listens to this from time to time, but I'm not cursing at him. I'm talking to him.
Yeah, it's true. Oh man, the amount of times I'll be streaming and I'll like start telling a story and then I'm like, oh my god, my mother's watching. One of those stories where, you know what I mean, when you start to tell stories as an adult and then like you look at scope of your family and you realize, oh, wait a minute, like me like getting into trouble or doing something up to some mischief as a kid, and then I realize, oh yeah, mom didn't know I was out there, rolling tires around and stuff. Like,
I expect Mama Fearless to just drop like a message in here. You watch your mouth. You watch your mouth, young lady.
I know. She texts me. She actually texts me while she's watching sometimes. She's funny.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Let's move on here. Now, We got another a game that was bombed really, really badly because of stupid decisions that these guys decide to make. Another game just got review bombed into dropping controversial login requirements back on July 25th,
Good.
the day of the EDF launch. A post went to Steam's page quietly confirming that the page would need to create a login into Epic Games accounts in order to play the game.
Yuck.
Which is pretty much like the Sucker Punch game that I forgot what the name of it was, but you know what it was, where you had to have the PSN account when you're on Steam
Yeah.
in order to play the game. Needless to say, that players were not too happy about that, and they reviewed Bob the game. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it's a game called Earth's Defense Force 6. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but you play as a team that you get all kinds of weapons, and your job is to take out all these mutant giant bugs that come from different planets.
Oh, that's cool. Kind of reminds me of Body Harvest.
Yeah, I used to play
Did you ever play that for
I've never heard of that.
N64 Body Harvest?
I never heard
like
of that.
Like an old
game.
ass it's like Grand Theft Auto meets like alien horror shooter.
Actually, that's pretty interesting. Because when I had the was that just
like
a Canada release?
Game. No, I think that was. Let me look it up. I can just look it up here. See, Body Harvest. Body Harvest, N64 game, 1998. But it was supposed to be a launch title, but it had things. But it's crazy. But it plays like Grand Theft Auto. You get all these cards and everything. Like it's an old game. It's an N64 game, but it did always play like it. I mean, it's because there's so many cars and it's open world and stuff. But
no wonder I never heard of that game. By the time '98 came, I was firmly entrenched in the PlayStation.
Yeah, okay, there you go. You go. I skipped the PSX.
I completely abandoned my 64. Once I started getting my hands on Metal Gear Solid and Resident Evil and Dino Crisis, well, that was 99. But I never went back.
No, you were that was the end, yeah.
Yeah, I was like
pretty decent.
Yeah. But, it's just Earth Defense Force, like I said, you play as a team of people, you shoot giant bugs that come from space. And it's like, a lot of people like those games, and it just sucks when they do stuff like this. Now, they did change it because when I say they review bomb that game, over 1,000 reviews are mostly negative. 1,000 game reviews bombing this game.
Wow.
And it is funny because just 24 hours after they did that, they changed it.
Really? They changed it, yeah.
They got rid of that.
Wait, if they do PSN login, like, do you know how many people, like, that this happened quite a few times. People aren't able to play that game. Like, people can buy that game on Steam, and then if PSN service isn't available in your country, you can no longer access a game that you bought on another. Oh my lord, that's where it gets like really shitty, right? And I think that's what's been happening with the PSN requirements. Is like you go to a region, PSN isn't available, Steam's available. You buy the game on Steam. Steam is your launcher and your store. You go and you purchase the game. You load it up. You need a PSN account. Oh, okay. Guess I can't play this game now.
Or an Epic Games account or an EA Games account. And it's like, why do you have to do that? Like, you got to create a whole nother account for something that there's a lot of people that don't have a PlayStation. So why the hell would you have to sign up for PSN just to be able to play that game online that's on Steam? And you want,
so
and then
Sony can collect your numbers.
And then you're surprised when people show up to your corporation with pitchforks. I don't know how they thought that was a good idea, but I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear any gamers out here. That's the stuff that I like to see. You don't think that we don't have no voice?
Yep.
Just them doing
View
that.
bomb is great.
Over 1,000 mostly negative reviews. You don't think that we don't have a voice? This is the stuff that I want to see that will get these corporations, get
Oh
them in
yeah,
line.
people have been really reactionary. I've noticed it started happening a lot more. Ooh, stormy.
Yeah, you
Must have
heard that,
sent you
didn't you?
mine. The storm's gone here. Yeah, I had a storm earlier, so I must have sent you that one. But yeah, like,
Yeah, sorry about that storm in the background, folks. Can't do anything about that.
you know, they usually say that once a country starts starving, then the people will riot, right? You're in trouble when your country people start starving. But like, I feel like people are starting to get into trouble because people are being starved of access to their games. I think that's what's happening with gamers, because like people are I've been noticing a lot more. Like people review bombing, people talk shit, like people getting really big complaints and then they're doing things about it,
But
which is nice.
that's the only way that these companies are going to listen. What did I say before? Vote with your wallet. If you don't buy these things and you tell these people, hey, we're not going to stand for this, they have no choice but to change it because they need us to buy their products, not the
Yep,
other way around. And every time, like I said,
exactly.
every time that people just say nothing and they just let it go, these companies think, hey, we can continue to do this crap.
Yep.
And next thing you know, you're going to have to verify your email, verify your phone number to play a video game. You're going to have to give them a blood
Yep.
sample and tell them what blood type you
A
are.
blood sample, your dental records,
Yeah,
you
and
need your birth certificate.
yeah, your shoe size and everything just to get to the game screen, man. I'm like, yo,
Oh my god.
like we gotta get together,
Woo.
man. And I'm not talking about suing companies for hard difficulty. I'm talking about for actual bullshit like this. And I'm just happy that they
Yeah.
changed it because
Yeah, me too.
because they're not dumb like Capcom where it takes them a couple of months to pick up on it.
Capcom's real slow.
Like literally 24 hours
Funny.
later, hey, oh shit, they just review bombed our game. We might want to change this.
Yeah, right.
It's
But,
crazy.
it's good it's happening. It's good it's happening, though.
Lori, thank you very much for the resub. I appreciate that. I hope everything's going good with you. Thank you. Thank you. Holy
Woo,
crap.
it's really thundering.
Can you hear that?
Well, if I can hear it. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else can. I have a noise gate on yours. Okay, yep. People can hear it. That's wild.
Yeah, you got yeah,
Don't
you
get blown away, Ken.
I got raided outside my door there from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, but
That's funny.
let's move on here because we
Yeah.
got some more crazy news in the world of gaming. Video game actors are on strike.
Yes, they are.
Yes, the Screen Actors Guild of America, Federation of Television and Radio Artists, called a walkout this week on behalf of roughly 2,600 voice actors, motion captures, and other works in the gaming industry. The reason why they are doing this is because they're stated here, they're saying, we're not going to consent to a contract that allows companies to abuse AI to detriment of our members, which means they're using AI to emulate their voices.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and I could see exactly why they are pissed because, that means that they can do that and they don't have to pay you.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And and I'm sure they're gonna try and screw you out of royalties, right? Like, I feel like that's probably the main part of it, is since it's technically not you. It's like that was like with the Silent Hill HD collection, like with 3 and stuff, why they redubbed it, because they didn't want to pay more royalties. They're like, we already have it, your work's already done, like your contract's up. So, and I think that's probably, yeah, like technically if it's not their voice you're using, then you get around having to pay royalties for that person, even if it's based on their likeness. And I think that's probably because we don't have a lot of AI rules. Like, AI is really new, right? So we don't have a lot of laws regarding it. So I'm wondering if this will start to like set a precedent for going forward, because there's a lot of things with what AI has been happening, and there's been a ton of laws.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the whole purpose of this thing. Like they are trying to restructure an agreement that where the I lost my place there. Sorry. They're seeking a new agreement that requires video game producers to obtain their consent and compensate them when using AI to replicate their voices and likenesses.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what they should be doing. And the thing is with this that kind of worries me is that the longer this thing goes on, it could affect upcoming video games that are supposed to come out. It could delay a lot of video games that are in production, because if you don't have those people, the voice actors and the people that work the motion capture and stuff like that, if you don't have those people in studio, you can't finish the game.
Nope. Look what just happened to the writer's strike. Like, what, last year?
Yeah, what Hollywood.
Like, yep, same thing, right?
And they had the
Because, like, voice actors get paid nothing.
Yeah.
That's the other part of it. They get paid nothing.
Anime voice actors, like they barely get paid anything. Like,
No.
and if you're not in the episode, you don't get paid. So
Nope.
It's crazy, and it's like, I hope that it doesn't end up the way that the Hollywood strike went, because they put a halt on production of all the shows that they had going on right there.
Yeah.
Movies got delayed, and at the end we get screwed. So games that you may be looking forward to this year could be postponed until next year. Games in 2025 could be pushed to 2026, or they could just say indefinitely, we don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So if these gaming companies were smart, they get their ass off their backs and just give these people what they want.
Yep, but
I just hope that they don't drag this out long, because it's going to cost them money. It's going to cost them money either way. So
yeah, it is.
And it's like, I don't want games that I'm looking forward to just have, I gotta sit and wait now because of bullshit like this.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So I'm gonna keep up with this story for a while and keep an eye on it.
Yeah, see what happens. I've been reading about it too, but I haven't heard anything recently. Yeah. Still, it's like, good God.
That over 2,600, and you know that number is gonna grow.
Oh yeah.
How long before you see stuff from bigger companies like, the AAA companies, people walking out and doing a strike.
Oh yeah. Yep, everything's bad. Yeah, and especially I've talked about this like 50 times in my streams in here. Like, now I think we're seeing a lot of panic from the COVID numbers going down. Like, if you look at charts, because I look at charts for just like random companies and stuff. Anyways, and you can see everyone, like, you can now see everyone starting to go back to, the post-COVID. Like, you can see the drop, the year-over-year drop. Now we're back. Like, 2024 is getting down to like 2019 levels, kind of. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, I'm like rambling here. But yeah, I think that's just a lot of what is happening to this is cutting costs, right? Like the tech industry and the game industry and all that, like the entertainment industry got mad stacks during COVID. And now everything's jacking up prices. People are closing down, like firing teams, closing down studios, cutting the extra fat. Probably like a moment of silence for like the million HR workers that just got fired, right? But I think that's probably what's happening.
And every time you turn around, there's like a gaming unit that's getting shut down. You know, all
Yep.
of these studios that they're shutting down every time you go and look online, people getting fired because they hired way too many people during the COVID stuff. And now they have no
Yep.
more use for them. They're just bleeding money.
Yep. And the other part that happened during COVID and the end of COVID is everyone did work from home. And now suddenly, in the time that everyone had to go from work from home and we've come back, now a lot of people's jobs are obsolete because of AI.
And that's a
So it's
scary
like a
thing.
win-win.
That's
Yeah.
that's a scary thing though, when computers start replacing your jobs, because, you know, off on a side note, they doing already starting to do that. You know, at supermarkets and stuff, they're getting rid of people and they're using the self-checkout lines.
Yep.
And then wonder why.
Everything's a tomato.
And,
Everything's a tomato if you scan it right.
yeah, see
And it's
that.
self-checkout.
See, I couldn't do that stuff, man, because it'd be like, yo, can you imagine being a
I do it for produce.
can
I don't even care. I do it for produce.
can you imagine being like the supervisor in that store? You're in there by yourself, and it's just a huge echo. You're like, hello, I really wish somebody
Yeah.
was here. Oh my god,
Right?
you know. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, but
Yeah.
it's things are just really really getting bad. Like
Oh, real
it's
bad.
really getting horrible here, and I just don't know when. I don't think things will ever get better. I think it's just going to get worse, and before you know it, every video game company is going to be digital. Everything.
Yep, but the indie already see, and the indie developers already have them beat. They're already all digital.
Yeah.
Like literally, you have these fucking studios of like these teams of like 150 people putting out shoddy work, and then there's like four guys, like four dudes in a college dorm with like a whole bunch of weed and pizza, like just rock out a quality game. Like
Yeah.
it's always so funny. Like it's always so funny.
And we talked about this
Yeah.
before. Now, indie gamers, if you are an indie game developer, now is your chance to break through. While these guys are having trouble here, and I hope that my stuff doesn't cut out because it's really thundering and lightning up there.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, that's okay.
I remember when the last time my John got cut out. But yeah, it's like if you're an indie developer, now is your time to break through while these AAA companies are having problems. Now you got a freaking you this is your time to break out. Do your thing.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Get on it.
Yes, because
Time.
they got some really good games. I can't wait for Tormented Souls 2. That's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
fire.
I've so many indie games. I have so many indie games I've played, and almost all my favorite games. Well, like aside from my top 3, like everything else is indie games. Like you just can't get horror games aren't the same. AAA horror games aren't the same anymore. Like they're soft. They're soft.
Now, that's because they can't push the envelope in these AAA games
No,
anymore.
they can't. No, they can't. They can't at all.
Now I was
Yeah,
surprised.
that's a huge issue.
I was surprised at Callisto Protocol. I'm really like that game. I'm digging the kills in that game.
Yeah, yeah. And it was so crazy that they put all those kills in that game, but Dead Space remake got none.
Yeah, man. I'm like, yo, that some of those kills, like that monster you was fighting yesterday that kept stomped off both of your arms and then your head. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
damn.
Oh yeah, I know. Or there's the one that will literally like push your eyes all the way in, and then you get up and your eyes are literally gone, and or they'll just chop your head clean off straight from the jaw, clean off.
Your head look.
Which is so funny because I keep seeing that, and I was watching on South Park the other night the Britney Spears episode
Oh my
where they're like
god.
parodying, yeah, the one where they parody like how fucking awful the media was to Britney, right? And she like shoots her head off,
And she's
and then
walking
they're
around,
like, and
tongue
then she's
hanging
up
all
there,
out and stuff. Yeah, I remember
yeah,
that.
yeah, and then they still have her up on the thing, and they're like, oh my god, she's so fat, which is crazy because that was actually a thing. That was actually a thing. Britney Spears, I forget what show it was, but was in that like that black sequin top with the sequin thing, Yeah, they were like, "Oh my god, she looks so fat," and that's all I can think about when he gets his head cut off. I'm like, "Oh my god, he looks so fat!" Like,
Yeah,
so mean,
the media
like
can.
so fucking mean.
The media is a horrible place. I mean,
Oh, it's horrible.
anybody who's ever been on Twitter knows that the internet is a breeding ground for idiots and stupidity.
Oh yeah, oh
You
yeah,
know. But
oh absolutely.
speaking of companies that are screwing us over, we get to bang on PC now. If y'all
Yay,
remember when I was talking
PC
about
turn.
the Intel processor chips, the latest ones that were giving people problems
Oh yeah.
and making it
Yep.
almost impossible to play video games? Intel, they're very much aware that these chips are not working and that players are having a hard time playing video games. And they haven't halted sales. They're still considering to sell these chips, knowing that they're defective.
And it's what? It's a voltage issue? What was
It's
it? What was the issue?
no, the issue was is that you had a lot of there's a lot of the games that you could not play because the chip is bugged. So you wouldn't even be able to load up a game. Some players wouldn't even be able to pop the game
Oh,
up.
okay.
So the processor would just not allow it, even though they clearly advertised that it would be able to play this stuff. And there were bugs like,
I had to look that up.
yeah, because
That's interesting.
I'll send you the article because it's saying that if
Yeah, I didn't read into that one. Yeah.
yeah, they're having a whole bunch of crashing issues.
Interested.
So it's like you'll likely be pleased at the official news from Intel last week that it's going to be delivering a microcode patch to address the root of the exposure to the elevated voltages.
Oh, it is a voltage problem. All right. Really? So they're not recalling them. They're
Yeah, it says that they're not recalling the
right.
chips that have already been affected. So which means if you bought it, you're out of luck. They could at least give you a refund, man. Like you're just gonna dick people over
Wild.
like that, and you're just telling them
That's wild.
you're gonna have to buy another one or another PC. And that reminds me of, remember when the Xbox came out and they had the red ring of death?
Yep.
They had the red ring of
Yep.
death where it would brick your console, you wouldn't be able to play. And then they just
Yeah, I remember that.
Microsoft just ignored it. They never told us what it was. They never told us why it happened. And
Yeah.
they just came out with another line of Xboxes, and you had to go buy those.
Yeah, exactly. Right, here you go. Congrats. Like, go right ahead.
And they never addressed it.
Right.
PlayStation did that too when the PS3 came out.
Yeah.
And they didn't have two cooling chips in the system, two fans, and people's systems were blowing up basically.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was asking if it was about voltage in the chip. I like my Ryzen, but it's just like that's crazy.
It's
You'd think
I don't understand it. You know, PC is not perfect either, but they had to know. People were telling them that they were having issues. It's just like the Nintendo Switch with the Joy-Con issues. They know the Joy-Cons are defective. They know that they drift after a while. But Nintendo themselves came out and said, "Oh, well, we haven't seen any issues with our hardware. It must be just a defective unit." I'm like, so all of these people that are complaining about it,
yeah.
it's just defective units. That's bad for you.
That's not a Yeah, I was going to say that's not good. That's not good. Where's your quality control then,
Why did they hire these people? Honestly, why did they hire? You're supposed to have people, we were talking about that, people who test this stuff out before it goes out.
See, I can understand it a lot easier if it's just like software. Like I can understand a lot easier because they're just thinking like, oh yeah, just toss out a day one patch once we get like enough information. We'll just collect, all the crash reports or whatever. Then they throw out your day one patch, right? But like when it comes to hardware, like getting that to the end user, like I'm sure I'll just be forced through Windows Update or something, but like that's a nightmare. hardware like that, like holy fuck. Sorry, that's a nightmare to me.
And,
Like
and the
the
thing is,
logistics behind that.
with that is if you're a consumer, you're completely under the thumb of these companies.
Yeah.
You're hoping that they'll fix it because what can you do? What can you do? You've already bought it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just another way to screw us over, man. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, and it's not, and again, it's like it you know what I mean? Like it'll be low level too. Like not everyone can troubleshoot that anyways. Even if it was something they could troubleshoot on their own, most people couldn't. Like it depends on what's wrong with it, but yeah, it's just that's so annoying. That's so annoying.
Yeah, so it's like
Ugh.
they're not even gonna address why it's happening. They're just gonna quietly sweep it under the rug and make you spend hundreds of dollars for another PC.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just want to make people aware of that. If you have the 13 and 14 generation chips from Nvidia, you might be having these issues. Wait for that special code that they're gonna be sending out, that
Yeah,
update, and hope that it works.
right. We'll
And
see.
we will see.
Anyway.
Anyways, though, I wanted to touch on this real quick. This is something I had to throw out there. I've been meaning to talk about this for the past couple of weeks. Anyone that's excited, they know that Marvel vs. Capcom, the Fighting Collection, one of the greatest fighting games in the world of all time, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they finally ported it to every console, to the Nintendo Switch, to the PS5, Steam, but they skipped the Xbox.
I was gonna say Xbox has been skipped. Of
And
course.
and as you can imagine, Xbox players are not happy at all. They are pissed off. They said I was
I
hyped.
would believe that.
They said I was hyped until I saw that there was no Xbox version. Why? And the thing
Yeah.
is, Microsoft and their Microsoft and their dickery, as they always do, they freaking never answered the Xbox fans. They never told them why there wasn't gonna be a version.
Of course not.
They just completely ignored their fan base, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, there was no excuse. The Nintendo Switch got a version,
Yeah.
but the Xbox didn't get a version. The shitty
Why
Nintendo Switch, I don't know. Like, they never gave an answer. They just literally ignored their fan base. When the fans was like, why are we not getting a port? Microsoft never bothered to answer them. They just ignored it.
Oh, you know what it might be? It might be because Microsoft is a huge bitch about having other servers that aren't their own. That actually might be a huge reason. Microsoft, like I can remember when I was playing Final Fantasy 14. I think they finally did bring that game to Xbox too, because it was a cross-platform MMO. But that was one of the reasons it wasn't on Xbox for years, is because Xbox did not want them to use their own servers. They want to use their own servers. I bet you that's probably what it is.
And I made a small mistake here, not the PS5, the PS4.
Yeah.
That's what they're releasing it on. And I'm just like, maybe that may be the issue, but why not just tell your fan base that? Why ignore everybody and wait for people? They're going to get pissed and they're going to get mad.
I guess just business. I guess just like business relationship stuff to not really throw them under the bus. It's like what happened when people with Silent Hill 2 remake, where everyone kept asking Bloober like, when's it coming out, and then Bloober, like, they were asking for news for fucking months, and Bloober finally said, like, listen, if you want to know, we have nothing to do with marketing. You gotta ask Konami. And then Konami tweeted in return. No, we don't have any, like, Konami tweeted in return, basically like, Bloober, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, they're pointing fingers at each other, right? So I'm guessing that's probably a big reason too, right? It's just so you don't have and that, yeah, it's just probably a business move, but I would believe that's why they don't have it.
It's a bunch. I mean, that's a pretty valid reason to explain to your fan base, hey, this is what's going on. At least tell us stuff. Don't just leave us in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what did Spike say? Wait, Spike just said Microsoft is banning, the MT framework. Oh, engine. So every Capcom game using that engine is skipping Xbox. Okay.
Damn, that sucks because it's like, I mean, I'm on
Thanks,
PC.
Microsoft.
I'm on PC anyways, but I had the Xbox 360, I had the Xbox One, and the Series. And like I said, Marvel vs. Capcom is one of my favorite fighting games of all time, even more than Mortal Kombat. And it's like we've been waiting for years because that game was only on the PS2 and in arcade for years. And we finally get ports to that stuff, and it's like, well, Xbox fans, you're out of luck.
Yeah, GG.
It's like
GG.
it's like the Xbox is like it's like the least favorite child in the house.
Oh, that's such a good description, though. It is. It really is. It's the unloved cousin.
Yeah, the redheaded stepchild, man. And I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, the redheaded
And that
stepchild.
that worries me though, because
That's
it's
funny.
like this is a Capcom thing. Like, how do we know it's not gonna trickle down into other Capcom games like Mega Man
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
like that? And the next Resident Evil that's gonna be they're talking about making. You know, what
Yeah.
if this becomes a thing where Capcom just stop using Capcom games for Xbox?
Well, Spike did follow up, say that Microsoft's working with them. So thank God. But, like, come on, guys. Can we get on the same page for once?
Yeah, recently, Jez
Yeah.
Corden has been told that Microsoft is actively working with Capcom and the MT framework, Monster Hunter, Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and the Great Ace Attorney. So I hope they get that stuff done because I mean, like I said, Capcom is one of their best publishers, and they cannot lose that. That
No,
means
they really can't.
That means no more
Too valuable.
Resident Evils, no more Monster Hunters, no more Mega Mans. You know, and I'm like,
Nope.
a good reason for me to skip the Xbox.
Yeah, really.
Shoot.
If there weren't already like 50 reasons, right? There wasn't at least 50 other reasons already to skip the Xbox.
Wouldn't it be some bullshit if they're like, oh, we got the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, but you gotta buy the Game Pass and you gotta buy the Amazon Fire Stick. It's exclusive
to No, Ken, no.
Would you really be surprised if they started holding exclusive games to the Amazon Fire Stick?
No, but let's not curse it. Let's all calm down. Let's all calm down here. Let's not get too far here. We can't I don't want that future. That future's coming. That's why I don't like it. Is that future's gonna be here. That's the problem, Ken. That future is going to be here soon.
And you know what I think is going to happen? I think that retro gaming is going to become popular again. People are going to start seeking out the old hardware.
Oh, it is. Retro gaming has seen revival in like the past like 5 years or so, I've noticed.
Yep. People are going to be picking up, the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis and, stuff like that, and playing that stuff on stream now because it's going to get to a point where we can't play this new stuff now.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking
Which sucks.
And speaking of idiots, let's talk about this whole Deadpool controversy crap. Deadpool games surge as high as $140 after the latest film's success. Over a decade ago, Activision released a licensed game based on the superhero for consoles and PC. This was delisted many years ago. The latest movie led to a surge of interest, leading to a price hike for Deadpool Online.
Yep.
Can we calm the hell down? Seriously.
Nope.
I like
grifters are gonna grift.
I like Dead Space, but I'm Dead Space. Oh my god, I'm tired.
That's all right. Yeah, it's so funny. My brain auto-corrected it when I was reading your notes. My brain auto-corrected it to Dead Space, and I'm the one who brought up that article. No, it's okay. It's Sunday, all right?
Yeah. My brain is allowed to relax. Deadpool games. I
Yeah.
like Deadpool, but I mean the games ain't worth no $140.
No,
You
it's
know,
not.
the price charts, like a Deadpool game typically costs $30 online. $30. How the hell it got to $140 is beyond me. I don't know if it's I think it's eBay and Amazon doing that
That's what
crap.
I'm guessing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'd be guessing, right? Which is so wild. Like it's so wild how fucked like the speculation in the gaming market is, because you know the Deadpool is coming up, and I bet you anything someone sweeped up a collection of them. That happened, start jacking up the price, and then everyone else is getting price alerts and start jacking up the price, and then we're jacking up the price.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen when the Silent Hill games come out. So
And
like it's
that
already bad, but good luck, guys.
that's what happened when they came out. Remember with the Nintendo Minis and the Super Nintendo Minis that they came out with? People were going to these stores and buying up a whole bunch of them. And these things were sold for $50. These guys are selling them for $150, $200, $500.
Yeah.
And, you know, since they went in and bought up a whole bunch of them, you couldn't find them in the stores. So that was the only
No.
way that you
Which
could
is
find them.
hilarious. Which is hilarious because they were literally just emulators in a shell.
Yeah.
They were just emulators. Pretty much, right? Like they were more or less emulators. But yeah, and then people are going up and snapping up everything. Like it's crazy.
And you know what the sad part is about this whole thing? You just know that there would be some dumb idiot that will pay for this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like remember when
Of
I was
course.
talking about the physical version of Silent Hill, $19,000 that they were
Yeah.
asking for that for a collection of Silent Hill 3. $19,000. Something that you could literally go get a car, and
Yeah.
they're
Wait,
asking
no, wasn't that a big box though? Wasn't that a big box Silent Hill 3 though? I
yeah,
think that was a big box version. That actually it would be very expensive. Big boxes are very expensive because and like big box for Silent Hill 3 would actually be I would believe there's probably less than 1,000 of those out there. So I would say with that one that makes sense because what happened was with Silent Hill 2 big box, like you remember when PC games just come in the big box?
yes,
Um, so the prints for those games, so Silent Hill 2 was actually the last one in North America or like over here to get the big box, but it wasn't discontinued in other countries. So that's why we get Silent Hill 3 big box in some countries, never came here. Couldn't get it here. Uh there's your info for the day on why it's like yeah, that much. Still crazy, right? Like it's still a crazy amount for a collection, but that's how deep the rabbit hole goes. And then see for something like that, well, like not $19,000, I could see that being collectible, right? And I would pay a good amount of money for that. That's collectible. But if you're just giving me some shoddy ass like PS2 case that you know it's generic and you printed out the label and the front and the back case and you stuck it in, now I have to open it up, and you gave me this dusty scratch game that hasn't seen its case, and you're like, 250. That's when it's a problem, right? Like people label like the shittiest things, and they're like, I know what I've got. I know what I have. No low balls.
audience.
Insane.
Let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to come here. Let me your ears. Let me tell you something you'd like to hear.
Gather round, children.
If you spend $20,000 on a collection of Silent Hill 3, I am going to send an email to your friends telling them to go to Ace Hardware
Yeah.
and go buy
Oh.
hammers. Go buy hammers and do like that episode of Family Guy where they hold you down in bed and beat the crap out of you.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
just
I was
messing with
thinking
you.
that you. Oh my god! I thought you were going to talk. I thought Ken, you knew where my thought was going, and I started seeing an idea of breaking a Silent Hill 3 like CDs. And I was,
No,
Ken, no.
no, there's
Fear in my heart. When you're like, well, you gotta Gotta go to the hardware store. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
Oh, it's funny.
I'm gonna tell people to go all freaking go all hammers on you,
So
man. Go all
funny.
Triple H on your ass. Don't spend no $20,000 on that.
Honestly, don't know.
Yeah, you know, Kels, I don't talk about hammering no games except one game and one game
Yeah,
only.
exactly. That's what I was afraid.
Yes.
That's why I feared. It's what my fear was.
Resident
I was like,
Evil
I know
5.
where this is going.
Resident Evil 5,
Resident
folks.
Evil 5.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway.
I pulled you in with that one. I got it all scared. It's like,
yeah, I know.
Don't tell him to destroy Silent Hill 3.
Yeah, I know. I thought that's where it was going. I was like, what? Like, you leave Silent Hill 3 out of this.
Yeah, and I remember playing the Deadpool game. It wasn't even all that great to begin with. Like, it was alright.
Of course.
No more different than the other, what was it, Marvel? The other Marvel games that they had out for that PS2, PS3 era. It ain't worth no $140.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But still, yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
And here is the other, we got another bad thing that we got to talk about. I just want to give you a couple of smiles in between. I'm going to let Kelsey have this one.
Oh, yeah, this one. This one. Yeah, so like Comic-Con, like they actually had a sex trafficking ring busted, but it was at Comic-Con, which is like actually crazy. I think it was what 14 people or something. But they basically it was sting operation they did at Comic-Con of all places, which is like crazy, but it makes sense. But I just think that's like absolutely fucking insane. Like, of all the places to like set, like, and that's in California, right? So
yes. It's
I forget. No, never mind. I'm thinking of it. Never mind. I'm thinking it's not California. I'm trying to think of the city. You would know though. It's Miami, right? Like Miami's really bad at airports for human trafficking, I think, right?
I've heard
and I wonder.
I've heard a couple on that one.
Yeah, I've heard about that too, but it's just like that just blows my mind though. That just blows my mind though. Like, yeah, that's sick and that's absolutely twisted. And I don't know, like, could be pimping, could be soliciting. It's just interesting that there's, sex trafficking going on at a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Like it's actually incredible. It's actually incredible that was going on at Comic-Con.
It says between July 25th and July 27th, the San Diego Human Trafficking Task Force conducted a human trafficking sting aimed at recovering victims from sex trafficking and targeting sex buyers at the San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's an awful thing. I just imagined some like really greasy fedora wearing dude like came out of the sun for the first day, and some girls asking him if he wants a date, and he's like, "Yeah, I do," and then like he goes out and the cops like sting him. He's like, I should have stayed with my comic books. Like, it's just surreal, but it's like, yeah, I just think that that's the craziest place.
It is.
I just wonder what the
14 people arrested. 14 people that were involved with that.
14 people, man, that's actually a small ring, but hopefully because of those 14 people, like, that's actually, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably an actual, might be 14 people there, but there's probably like a ring of like thousands, right? So hopefully that'll work on busting it down. But man, I wonder what it like. It would almost be interesting. I wonder if they caught them in like, where do you think they busted them? Do you think they busted them while like in the convention, or probably not? Never mind, it's sex trafficking. Never mind, it's in the hotel they did that. Sorry, I just imagine
Yeah, it's just
Man, like
it's crazy.
conventions are so sketchy.
It is
Conventions
because
get so sketchy.
it really doesn't surprise me that they would target a Comic Con or anything that involves young children because
Yeah.
that's a breeding. I mean, not breeding ground, but that's where most of them, most of them go. They go to these Comic Cons, they go to these video game things, and they go to these conventions trying to prey on children and teenagers and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, they groom them. They straight up groom them, right? And that's yeah, and that makes perfect sense, right? It's just like yeah, it would just kind of be I mean, it's not different, it's not opposite, but it would be a great place. It absolutely would be a great place. Especially for like sex trafficking because usually the problem is the women recruit the next women. In sex trafficking, the pimps send the women out to befriend other women so they can bring them back and start the cycle for those over again. So like can you fucking imagine like just being somewhere as simple as Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, and someone, some girl comes up to you, and it's a convention. You're gonna meet people that you're never gonna see again, and that's where it gets sketchy because convention parties, like after parties at conventions, get really fucked up. Like I've only had to like see the after. I didn't do any partying, but like I've seen people come back from the party and like people are getting their shit spiked, like everyone's getting things stolen. Like I seen people took bear spray in one of the rooms and just like shit like that. Like it's so sketchy. I don't know, like conventions are fun, but like convention culture is actually sketchy as hell.
And any place that you have large groups of people, you can have potential
Yeah.
problems. And it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, where are the parents? Like, why are you letting your child go to these places around a whole bunch of people, and you're not there with them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? And it's absolutely insane. I can but like it's yeah, it's weird and I can remember seeing this one video and a lot of what happens for women is they get boyfriend pimps, suitcase pimps, like they're guys who pretend to be your boyfriend and then they turn around and pimp you out. And I have seen this one video of like she was probably like a 14, 50-year-old girl and she was out prostituting herself because of pimp. But the mother pulled up. You see the mother pull up and she's screaming at her like you get your ass in the fuck car right now, like you get in here. And then she has her in and she's like, where's your pimp? She's like, "Where's your pimp? Give me your pimp." Like that man probably died that night. Like that mother probably killed that man that night. But it's just like it's just so tragic,
And it
right?
just
Like people need to watch out for each other.
and it just ruins people's experience because it just makes people not want to go to these things. Like it, I miss the '90s, man. Like I miss the '90s when
Oh
you'd
man.
be able to go up the block to a neighbor's house, go to a cookout,
Yep.
and it would be safe because all your parents were friends with everybody.
Yep.
Now,
Everyone knew each other.
now everything is so damn sketchy. I can see why parents are overprotective like that sometimes. You want to put your kid in a bubble,
Yep.
and it's robbing the kids. They're not having a childhood. They can't play like we did when we were growing up.
No.
You can't just meet new
No, they
kids
can't.
on the playground and play Ghostbusters and stuff like that. Everybody's afraid that
Yeah,
these,
exactly.
and it's like, shame on the parents because it's like if my kid's underage, they ain't going nowhere without me. I'll take off work that day.
No.
Like, you want to go to this
Yep.
Comic Con? I'm bringing my ass right there. I'm gonna stand in the corner like Blade, and I'm gonna watch you like a hawk.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's
Exactly, because you have to.
and I'll read my kids the riot act. I'll be like, yo, if you see any dudes in a diaper dressed like Pikachu, stay away from those guys. Stay
Pamper
away from
too.
people like that. Don't go walking off with nobody.
Don't want to fucking pamper chew after you. That's so funny. That's so funny that that's actually real. Anyways, but yeah, that's what and games are a perfect, games, video games, comics, movies, just like all that stuff. Yeah, that's the worst part, I think, is because it's very difficult to separate like adults from kids, you know?
Yeah, because remember in episode 9 we were talking about that monster that preyed on that little girl, that 11-year-old
Yeah,
girl,
yeah.
and they did find her. Just for an update, they did
They did
find her.
find her.
They found her
Yes.
safely, but
Thank God.
he used roadblocks to prey on this young girl. And this guy's up in court
Yeah.
acting like he's some kind of hero or something. Or I saved her from her family. I thought
Yeah.
that she was being abused and stuff. Y'all gotta watch y'all's kids, man. Like watch y'all's kids.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
These parents ain't doing their damn job, man.
They're
Y'all
not.
y'all let y'all
No.
kids go to these big events and with no supervision. Y'all let these kids play these violent video games and all that stuff. I'm like, y'all just as much to blame as the media is.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing that people used to say it took a village to raise a child, but there's no village anymore. There's
Yeah,
no village anymore to
because
raise those children.
everybody's so damn frail and scared of each other. Everybody automatically thinks that people are out to get them, and that's what the media does. The media wants us at each other's throats. They want us to
Yep,
hate each other.
exactly. And then because it just makes it easier. It just makes it easier. It's actually amazing. Most of the conflict between two parties in most countries is manufactured.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's manufactured hate.
and I don't think that this is the first one. This damn sure cannot be the first Comic-Con where that
No.
stuff happened.
Oh no. Oh no. It's probably just the first one where people have had a huge sting, right?
And here's the thing, I mean, since a lot of people don't read online anyway, they don't even know that this stuff is going on. And that's why we're talking
Yeah,
about it here, because
exactly.
we want people to know this shit, man. We want you to know what your kid could be getting into,
Yeah.
you know, because
But
I would be going to jail. I'm telling you like that. If I had kids and I found that stuff out, man, I'm going to jail that day.
oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, me too. Oh yeah, me too. Actually, no, because you wouldn't even find any evidence. Actually, you wouldn't even. There would be no evidence left over to convict. Even
You
be
know,
gone.
you know what, Kelsey, with as many hard games as you played, I know that there's plenty of different ways that you can ice somebody.
Oh, I know. Oh, I could. Oh, I could.
You know.
It's
But
fine.
yes,
Anyway.
yeah, y'all be careful. Be careful where y'all send your kids at.
Oh,
Yes.
exactly.
And we got through everything here. Thank you to everyone that showed
Oh,
up
hell yeah.
for episode 10 of the Hot Taste Podcast. We will be back in 2 weeks for
In
episode
2 weeks.
11. And we'll have a whole nother show for you guys. I had a lot of fun with this. Kelsey, it's always a pleasure.
Yes.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Ken. And thank you, everyone else. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you guys,
Um,
I should have this up and ready and everything pushed out within an hour. You know, you guys make this a lot of fun for me. Like before we end here, I just want to talk to the audience. You know, before we get out of here, you guys coming to support us means a lot to me. Like
we love
just
you guys.
we love each
It
and every
does.
one of y'all. It just goes to show that what we're doing is a good thing.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I really do. And I'm glad to see y'all here.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
and it's like, yeah, I got to thank Kelsey straight up, because it was Kelsey that brought me back to doing podcasts, because I had one before and then I had no intention of doing one ever again.
Well, it's fun. It's fun.
Yes,
It's
it
fun.
is.
I'm glad we're doing it. Yes.
Everybody, y'all have a great day. I'm going to lay down here because I am tired.
Yeah, get your rest.
Yes, everybody have a great day. I love all of y'all, and you take care.
Yep, we will see you later. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.